For today's cup of coffee, we have a binge watch suggestion.
You do.
And this is out of the Conjuring franchise.
Watch it. Watch it.
Yeah.
Watch the franchise. Watch the movies. Good. I like them. We like them.
We haven't watched all of them because some of them just were not available on some of the subscription services or streaming services.
Ones.
We did. There's 3 main ones, which is just Conjuring, The Conjuring 2, and then the last one to come out was Conjuring 3, also known as The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It.
I thought it was The Conjuring 4.
No, that one hasn't. The Conjuring came out in 2013. Conjuring 2 came out, bless, in 2016, and then The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It came out in 2021.
Yeah.
And then the ones that we haven't got to watch yet, Annabelle, which that's a spin-off. The Conjuring, the first Conjuring, that's where you meet Annabelle. And these things are not accurate. They are based around some of the true events and have to do with the Warrens.
Yeah.
And who were the paranormal peoples. And it's like, oh God, what remind me of their names? Ed and Lorraine Warren.
Yeah.
It took me a minute. I had a brain glitch again.
Paranormal investigators and demonologists.
Right. And there's been
exorcists.
a lot of controversy about them.
A lot.
Whether they were able to do these things, whether they were just full of shit.
Scam artists.
You know, I've heard everything coming and going.
We've both heard everything coming and going, you know.
But out of the hundreds of cases that they supportedly, showed up to, there's been very few. And anytime that there's money involved, either way, and I'm not taking sides on this, there's always going to be somebody complaining because they didn't get their dollar.
Yeah.
But the original one, well, I'll go back and talk about Annabelle was a spin-off from the original Conjuring. And then you had Annabelle Creation that was a spin-off of Conjuring 2, plus The Nun, and the Curse of La Llorona.
La Llorona.
And Annabelle Comes Home. So there were 4 movies that came from that one, and then there's not been a spin-off of this last Conjuring movie. But now Annabelle, that is the myth as far as the possessed doll. And that they would have some of these cursed objects
La Llorona
in their
has
home.
nothing to do with Annabelle, though.
No. I'm just saying, this is how it is. And so, and then you had the nun. The nun character, was that in the first one or was that in the second one?
That was the second one, I believe.
Okay, because that's where the spin-off comes on that.
Yeah.
That's kind of horrifying.
Oh, yeah.
And, these were...
Creepy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But now the nun character has become kind of iconic.
What was its name?
I don't know. But
I don't remember its name either.
The first one was as far as a haunted farmhouse. And then the second Conjuring was an account of a poltergeist activity over in the UK. And then the Conjuring, the last one, was based on a crime where the kid was supposedly, he claimed that he was possessed, stabbed his friend, different things like that. And they were trying to use demonic possession as far as their defense. And I think they actually had to change the defense, and I think it ended up being manslaughter instead of murder, which there is a difference as far as time, the amount of time that somebody's sentenced to.
Yeah.
These were great movies. The reason that they were great movies, I mean, you had some really cool jump scares. The acting is okay. There's no gratuitous, it was not overkill. It's not just slasher films. Not all these sex scenes. I don't even know that there was bad language in them. I'm trying to remember if there were any.
They were rated PG-13, so I think
that was probably just for spooky.
I think there was like mild.
I don't even remember
foul
any
language, like in the last one, like the Devil Made Me Do It one.
Maybe I don't even remember any.
There was not any cussing to my knowledge that I can remember, if any.
These were
that
just
was major, you know,
right.
Other than like damn or
whatever. Like I said, it was not even enough that it, you know, triggered anything in my brain as far as being memorable. These are good movies. These are movies that you can sit and watch with family members and not feel like you have to shrink into the corner or whatever when certain scenes come up.
Yeah. Go right in between the couch cushions.
Yeah, because, you know, there are things...
Right under those seats.
You know, Kid and I just... It's a matter of out of respect for each other because of the dynamics with this. There's certain things, certain subjects I don't want to have, you know, playing in the room where Kid is. It makes me highly uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. Same.
So, if it's a show like that, it's like, no, we're going to go on to something else. So it just, they're good. The storylines are good. You can go through there and go back and retrace what the original cases were of these supernatural events. Some of these cases themselves were, you know, kind of controversial, especially the kid over there in the UK.
Yeah.
That they weren't sure whether she was faking it for attention, and it does go into that in the movie.
They didn't know because of that one. They apparently caught her on camera because faking that one part or whatever. But the ghost said like, "Oh, I did that because like," or because the ghost wouldn't let.
I know that one of the things as far as
the entity wouldn't let the other ghost speak.
Right.
So it had to speak in code, and it didn't contact Lorraine until Lorraine was out of the house.
Right.
On the train.
But in the actual encounter, they determined that the child had faked the paranormal stuff, that she, even as far as the levitating, that the one picture was of her somehow jumping.
Yeah.
And I can see that because it does kind of sort of look like that. I can't even imagine. I know there are people that would do it, but I can't imagine to have that much attention brought to your story, knowing that people are going to scrutinize the hell out of it.
Yeah.
Forever.
Right, and that's exactly what I was trying to get at. Mm-hmm. So.
But and some of this I didn't do enough research going back to the original events to sit there, and because I was not going to pick the movies apart either, it would have taken the enjoyment out of it. But I had heard of these hauntings before.
Yeah.
And it's really cool that they did make this franchise that was based around this. In the movies, the Warrens are not assholes or anything like that. And in their defense, even in Ed's defense, when you've got somebody, especially these skeptics, that are ridiculously shitty, you can only take that for so long.
Yeah.
Without saying something back to them.
Oh, yeah.
And then what do? They don't look at what the skeptic did. They, of course, focus on what Ed did.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I'm not saying yay or nay. Well, the skeptics are always. That's their job, is to be they're the bad guys.
They're the bear pokers.
Yeah.
That's their job.
Yeah.
And they get away with it.
A lot of times they do. You know, and it's just... Are there fakes and frauds out there? Absolutely. Are there other people out there that are not fakes and frauds? Absolutely. But now the skeptics, I like healthy skepticism. I do have healthy skepticism. But it's not a matter of, because we have had experiences that are paranormal and supernatural.
Yeah. But you got to have healthy skepticism,
Sure.
or else you will either lose your rocker or just
well, that's been sort
completely discredit the
Right.
paranormal altogether.
Right, and there are some people that they want to believe anything to the point that they become foolish.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times these are people that are easily taken advantage of by people that are fraudulent.
Yeah.
And then as far as the skeptics, it wouldn't matter to them if something paranormal literally bit them on the ass, they would deny it.
They would.
Because it shakes their paradigm.
Yeah.
They don't want to think that the supernatural is real.
Because who wants to believe in something?
And some of the worst ones are, behind pulpits.
Who wants to believe in something that they cannot see?
Well, that's the whole thing about the supernatural. It's like they trying to see the world, the unseen world, or the unseen realm with human eyes. That's not how that works. It just isn't.
Yeah.
Because these entities are beyond they're in a separate dimension. It's like us trying to see ultraviolet. It's there. Our eyes just can't perceive it.
But that's why you gotta have what? Faith.
Mm-hmm. Well, even on that, it's, the science. Well, guess what? We found out a lot of the science is full of shit and has been for a very long time.
Yeah.
And that's why question everything. Question people.
You gotta have faith.
Well, question yourself.
And you gotta have logic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that was
reason.
One of the things on the supernatural experiences when that occurs with me, it's a matter of asking for confirmation. And if you ask for confirmation that you got the message right, that this was a message, that you're not, out of your mind, confirmation will come one way or the other. And usually I've had times when, damn, it was quick.
Yeah.
And that I had witnesses. And that was another thing. That you couldn't make this shit up. I mean, I'm a creative person, but I'm not that creative that I could have invented some of this stuff.
I don't know. If you had the resources, maybe.
I mean, as far as timing, and that's something people who say that they don't experience the supernatural, a lot of times they're looking for it to manifest in a way other than what it has. And people have, a lot of times they don't think about, if I had been at a different place at a different time, I would have missed this blessing. Or had I been at this place just a few minutes early or later, something tragic could have happened. I've had that lots.
Yeah.
So, guess what? That's a supernatural event. It's not always a matter of seeing a shadow person in your corner. Those are not happy supernatural events.
No.
And I think a lot of times when people, they think of it being a negative something, it's not always a negative something. A lot of them are positive. You just got to look for it.
Yeah.
And that was something about the Warrens, that they were always faith-based in whatever they were doing. That was their thing on it. But the Conjuring franchise, great little weekend binge watch for you. Mm-hmm. We'll have to look for some of these other ones and see if we can watch, especially that Annabelle. I think I'm sure the other ones are standalone films, aren't they?
La Llorona, I think is. Yeah.
I'd say that the other ones would be. But if you're going to keep haunted
Annabelle,
or cursed objects, don't keep them in your house.
Annabelle is technically a standalone film, but it is also a spin-off and tie-in.
Oh, he's an Italian. Okay.
Yeah. So
I like the ones that can stand alone. I mean, there has to be a little bit of, continuity in there. This came from here and a little bit of background story, but, when they can stand alone, that's better. Because,
in the first movie, I mean, they mention Annabelle in that movie, so they mention her quite a few times.
Right.
So.
But that one about the nun, that one, I definitely know that was a standalone.
Yeah.
And that, like I said, became a really big character out of this franchise.
Other than The Conjuring 2.
Mm-hmm.
Where she battled the nun in the final scene.
Right.
So
I don't know how they, as far as why would they call it The Conjuring when no one was conjuring anything? I guess they had to call it something.
Yeah, they had to give it a name. It's Ghost.
Well, it could have been other
paranormal stuff.
Yeah, but there's a lot of titles other than The Conjuring. The conjure something means that it's like summoning something. I don't know if those people had summoned anything.
Usually it involves someone that had summoned something.
Well, like I said, I think different. But it is called what it is, and it is enjoyable.
Yeah.
Final thoughts?
Good movies.
Movie night.
Movie night. Get you some popcorn.
Mm-hmm. Get you some hot chocolates.
Get you one of those plastic buckets.
The popcorns,
yeah,
or the hot
plastic popcorn buckets.
you could have 2 buckets.
2 buckets
one
for the price of one.
Absolutely.
One on each side.
There was
dashed by a straw.
The original movie popcorn.
They got a handle in the middle. There you go.
We need to reclaim that in our world.
It's like shaped like a bell bar.
You just have, big straw.
Yeah. One side that you stick your face in, like,
and then you could like a feed bag.
Yeah, like a feed bag.
If you've had experiences with paranormal, supernatural encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids, if you've watched the Conjuring franchise and would like to share your thoughts about that in the comment section, please do so.
Yeah.
And you can email us, cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com. That'll be in the description box.
Mm-hmm.
So, all kinds of good stuff.
Yeah. And if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and
most of all, subscribe.
Most of all, subscribe, and don't forget to like. What the fuck?
This is what you do to me.
You fucked me up.
This is what
you're doing weird shit over there, and what the fuck?
This is what you do to me all the time.
If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and most of all, subscribe and click that notification button for the God.
Just leave it. Leave it.
You know the damn thing by now.
I know that you're loved. Payback. Yes. You are loved, and Lord willing, we'll see you on the next cup. Bye.
I'll get you.
And my little dog, too. I don't have a dog.
And your little cats,
My little cats, too. Bye.
Bye.